this is our final project.
This is for you, Miss Mid, for you.
A is for affirmative action.
Programs used to compensate people of a previously discriminated group.
B!
Brown versus Board of Education, a court ruling from 1954 that forced schools around the country to integrate because segregation is ruled unconstitutional by the 14th Amendment.
C is for car, but also
Campaign, the strategy used by candidates for political office to get votes in order to get elected. It takes time, money, and a good support system.
D, direct democracy.
A system of government when each citizen votes on all the policies and issues.
E, entitlement program.
A government program that guarantees certain benefits to a particular group or segment of the population.
F is for faith, and also Federalist Number 10, an essay written by James Madison as part of the series of Federalist Papers, this one in particular arguing for the ratification of the U.S. Constitution. Shh.
G.
Gerrymandering, reshaping the boundaries of an electoral constituency so to favor one party or class.
this half right here. This is mine. Mine.
I want all the
This part, too.
liberals.
Nope. Conservatives over
Wrong,
here. Nope.
wrong.
Nope.
Liberals, liberals. H, Hatch Act.
A U.S. federal law whose main goal is to prohibit civil servants in the executive branch of the federal government, of course excluding the president, vice president, and certain designated officials, from engaging in partisan political activity while holding office. No campaigning!
I is for interest groups.
Non-profit and usually voluntary organizations whose members have a common cause for which they seek to influence public policy. Their primary activities are lobbying legislators through contributions to political parties and working to elect sympathetic politicians.
And
Like the Sierra Club.
J is for judicial review.
A constitutional doctrine that gives the Supreme Court the power to declare legislative or executive acts unconstitutional, established in 1803 by the court case Marbury v. Madison.
K is for Korematsu versus U.S.
A landmark case in 1944 that established that the ordering of Japanese Americans into internment camps was constitutional.
Stay there, you nasty.
Ouch.
L is for liberalism.
A political philosophy based on belief in progress, the essential goodness of the human race, the self-governing of the individual, and standing for the protection of political and civil liberties, open to new behavior and willing to leave traditional values. This philosophy considers government as a crucial part of changing societal issues for the better, as those involving race, gender, or class.
Crazy, the government, they built this school for all of us.
M is for McCulloch v. Maryland.
A Supreme Court case that gave the federal government extensive power to carry out its enumerated powers.
Woo!
But seriously, you can't sue those people.
Banks rule.
Go.
It is for National Convention.
A convention held by a political party every 4 years to nominate candidates for president and vice president and to ratify the party platform.
Democrats! Democrats!
Independence! Independence!
O is for open primaries.
A primary where a person can participate in any party's primary as long as they participate in only one party's primary. So...
P is for Plessy versus Ferguson.
An 1896 Supreme Court decision that said a Louisiana law providing for segregation was not unconstitutional established separate but equal institutions.
Is separate, not always equal, my dear cousin and husband.
That's the way my grandfather always raised.
My grandfather as well. So much in common.
So much love.
Like family trees.
Okay.
Q is for quorum call.
A call of roll in Congress to establish if a quorum, which is the minimum number of representatives that must be present in order for Congress to conduct business, is present. A Senator Clapple!
Hail!
A Senator Acolta!
Rizzo!
A Senator Gomes! A Senator Bess Freeman! I said! A Senator Bess Freeman! That's enough! Congress is now in session!
R is for random digit dialing.
A technique used by pollsters to obtain a random sample. Pollsters randomly call listed and unlisted numbers, then ask a poll question.
Ring ring! Ring ring!
Hello?
Hi, would you like to take a survey?
Wait, who is this?
A survey, pollster.
Why would I care?
Because every American should.
What if I'm not an American?
Sounds like a personal problem.
S is for 16th Amendment.
The constitutional amendment adopted in 1913 that explicitly permitted Congress to levy an income tax.
The taxes are killing her. We need to go down to T is for ticket splitting.
Voting with one party for one office and with another party for other offices. In recent years, it has become more popular and it's more common than voting straight ticket.
We just can't decide.
U is for United States v. Nixon.
The 1974 case in which the Supreme Court unanimously held that idea of executive privilege was constitutional but could not be extended to protect documents relevant to criminal prosecutions.
I just wanted privacy and secrecy from the voters. Today on O.
V is for Voting Rights Act of 1965.
A law designed to help end barriers to African American suffrage. Registers were sent to the southern states and counties that had long histories of discrimination. As a result, hundreds of thousands of African Americans were registered, and the number of African American elected officials increased dramatically.
You get voting rights, and you get voting rights, and you get voting rights. Everyone gets voting rights.
Everybody dance break!
W is for War Powers Resolution of 1973.
A law passed in 1973 in reaction to Vietnam and Cambodia, requiring presidents to consult with Congress whenever possible prior to using military force, and to withdraw forces after 60 days unless Congress declares war or grants an extension. Presidents view the legislation as unconstitutional. X is for exclusionary rule.
The rule that evidence, no matter how incriminating, cannot be introduced into a trial if it was not constitutionally obtained. The rule prohibits use of evidence obtained through unreasonable search and seizure.
No, we can't use that.
Y is for yielding the floor.
When a senator who has been recognized to speak finishes their remarks and ends his or her recognition.
I yield the floor.
Z is for Zurcher versus Stanford Daily.
A 1978 Supreme Court decision holding that a proper search warrant could be applied to a newspaper without violating the First Amendment rights to freedom of the press.
I'm getting weird. Justice.
This is unacceptable, Coach.
No,
Unacceptable.
Why do you not hear my cries of pain? My heart is calling out to you when you say no.
Or a plethora of other things.
Virginity or...
Do you want me to go?
How does your brain work? That's crazy freak.
Okay, I'm going again. Someone take the iPad! Woo, hey little buddy. Oh, how do I get it off me? What if it's a poison?
Kick, just click. Kick or flick. Kick it.
Flick.
Kick it down. Kick it down.
I kick it. I don't want to hurt it.
There. You little whiny nasty.
Oh gosh, there's pirates all over me!
So Kermit is sort of like, he talks a little bit like a professor I had, but my professor had a very deep voice, and Kermit has a higher voice. So Kermit kind of talks like here, he says, Kermit the Frog here. And he sort of works it right in this tone, right here. So people started calling me that, and I appreciate it.
1, 2, 3.
P is for Plessy versus Ferguson.
An 1896 Supreme Court decision.
You were by my class?